Shane van Gisbergen went to Sonoma on Saturday and left absolutely no doubt. From pole to checkered flag, SVG put on a masterclass, and there's a lot to unpack from this one, including a wild finish involving a car that literally ran out of fuel on the last lap. And, hey, real quick, if you are a true NASCAR fan like me, go ahead and drop a like and subscribe to the channel. NASCAR Nation News is just getting started. We are pushing for our next subscriber milestone, and it's all about real talk from fans who live the sport every week. Alright, let's get into it. Saturday at Sonoma Raceway, Shane van Gisbergen was simply in a class of his own. Starting from pole position in the number 2 on Burkey, 9 JR Motorsports Chevrolet SVG dominated the race from start to finish, earning his 6th career NASCAR O'Reilly win and his 13th victory overall as a NASCAR driver. That is a serious resume. His JRM teammate Connor Zilisch came home in second, which is impressive on its own. But the story of how he got there makes it even better. Zilisch was hit with a speeding penalty mid-race during a pit stop, which knocked him deep in the field. He fought all the way back to finish second. That's a strong run. Brent Crews rounded out the podium in third, and the Viking Motorsports duo of Anthony Alfredo and Parker Retzlaff came home 4th and 5th respectively. Rounding out the top 10 were Corey Day, Sam Mayer, Jesse Love, and Sheldon Creed. Now let's talk about how the race unfolded, because it was not without its moments. Stage 1 had plenty of early chaos. Blaine Perkins was the first driver to spin, and Brandon Jones also went off early. Brad Perez didn't even make the start due to a car issue. Then LeVar Scott and Kyle Sieg spun at the hairpin, and a tire carcass came off Sieg's car, which triggered the first caution of the race. On the restart, van Gisbergen held his ground up front. But back in the pack, Dean Thompson spun, and Jeb Burton had a wild moment through turns 3 and 4. Jones eventually fell out with a broken transmission. Many drivers chose to short pit and flip the stage, including SVG. Alfredo stayed out and took the Stage 1 win, holding off Crews to do it. Stage 2 brought more action. After the restart, Harrison Burton and Blaine Perkins lined up on the front row on older tires after staying out, but they were quickly shuffled back once the front runners got rolling. Harrison Burton went for a spin through the turn 1 dirt, and then Ross Chastain had a race-ending mechanical issue. His car went off track and down the drag strip, leaving fluid on the track and forcing another caution. Van Gisbergen continued to lead unchallenged. Zilisch worked his way all the way up to second, but SVG was in a different zip code at the front. Van Gisbergen chose to flip the stage, while Zilisch ran it out and took the Stage 2 win. A strategic call that meant he wouldn't need to save fuel on the next run. Stage 3. This is where it all came together. Van Gisbergen held the lead after a brief challenge from Jesse Love, and the race stayed green. Zilisch quickly moved back up to second, but he was more than 4 seconds behind SVG, and despite a slight tire disadvantage and needing to manage fuel, that gap didn't close much. Back in the field, Justin Allgaier, the championship leader, went for a spin, a tough day for him. And in the battle for third, that got really interesting. Alfredo made a bold 3-wide pass as Love began to fade. Crews and Gray followed him through. Then with 5 laps to go, Crews attacked Alfredo and passed him, bringing teammate Gray through as well. Van Gisbergen nursed it home, crossed the finish line, took the win over Zilisch, and even had enough left for a post-race burnout. But here's the thing. The finish behind him had a wild twist. Gray ran out of fuel on the very last lap, stopping just short of the finish line. His GGR teammate Brandon Jones, who had been having his own tough day, pushed Gray's car across the line, but NASCAR ruled that the crossing would not count because Jones had assisted him. That's the kind of ending you just don't script, and with this win, Van Gisbergen now has 3 victories at Sonoma, 2 in the NASCAR O'Reilly Series and 1 in Cup. He'll also be looking to sweep the weekend on Sunday, starting from 6th in the Cup race. So here's the question I want to leave you with today. With SVG starting 6th in Sunday's Cup race at Sonoma, can he complete the sweep or will someone find a way to stop him? Drop your prediction down in the comments. I want to hear what you think. And if you haven't already, hit that like button and subscribe to NASCAR Nation News. We cover the sport the way it deserves to be covered. Straight talk every week. We'll see you in the next one.